Imagine having a substation which needs very minimal time for installation and its operational cost throughout its life is also very minimal. It is suitable for extreme weather condition. It requires very less or almost no maintenance, right? It's certainly a boon for electrical industry. And in this video, we are going to talk about one of such substation, a package substation or the compact substation. In this video, we are going to discuss about what is this package substation, what are the components of it, what are the different advantages of it and applications of it. So certainly it's an interesting video if you are looking to learn about the package substation. So make sure you watch it till the end. Is this package substation? First, let us make one thing very clear. Now, this package substation has many names. Okay, few people call it as package substation PSS. Few call it as compact substation CSS. Few also call it as metal clad substation or metal clad distribution substation MDS. But the actual name or the name that is used by the IEC standard is the prefabricated substation. So you don't have to get confused if people are using different names. You just have to remember that these are the different names of the same thing. That is the prefabricated substation if we are referring to the IEC standard. Now let us go and understand what is this package substation. So as the name suggests, it is a substation, a compact substation put inside a container, which you can see on your screen. So it is most commonly used in the distribution function. So we will be having the medium voltage coming in, we'll step it down and we'll distribute it to the different loads that we have. So that is nothing but a substation. So you can refer it basically to a regular substation that you see if you're traveling somewhere, you will see some small substation. So that is basically fitted inside this container. That's why it is called as a prefabricated or containerized substation also, right? So talking about, so as I mentioned, we will be having a medium voltage coming in, it will be stepped down and it will be given to the different loads. So for that, of course, we will need a transformer. Of course, without that, we won't be able to step down the electricity. So this transformer will accept the incoming electricity. Now we have different options. We have 11 kV incoming, we have maybe 22 kV, 36 kV, depending on which country you are in. So this transformer will accept that incoming voltage and it will step it down to a value which can be used by the end consumers like the residential areas or small commercial zones or even the industrial areas, right? So that lowered voltage can be, let's say, for example, 400 volts. Clear? So this package substation will certainly have one transformer and that's the mandatory component of this substation. But we cannot give the supply to transformer directly. We need to have some sort of protection equipment, some sort of switching on, switching off equipment, right? So for that, we will need medium voltage switchgear, MV switchgear, right? So the supply will come, it will be given to this switchgear and from this switchgear it will go to the transformer. Now this switchgear is generally a ring main unit or RMU, which is very, very important component of the power system or especially the distribution network. And if you don't know what is this ring main unit, I have a few videos on that. I'll put link for it down in the description. You can go and check it out after this video. So the supply will be given to this ring main unit and from there it will go to the transformer. Now there may be variants available for this ring main unit. So there can be 2 load break switch, 1 breaker or 2 breaker, 1 load break switch and different combinations are available and you can choose based on the application. But mostly since transformer is one of the most expensive device, it will be protected by a circuit breaker, vacuum circuit breaker, which is what we use most commonly. Right? So supply will go to the transformer will step it down and then it will be given to the consumers. Is it? No, of course not. We cannot give it directly to the consumer, right? So what we have to do is we will also need low voltage switchgear here. because we are stepping it down and there will be different loads. So we will be supplying to load 1, 2, 3, 4 and things like that. So we must have some sort of protection equipment. Like we should be having air circuit breaker, we should be having MCCBs, maybe even the metering units. So we also need a low voltage switchgear there. And if you are somebody who are interested in learning low voltage switchgear, I do have dedicated courses on low voltage switchgear, which will take you to the next level. I'll put link for it also down in the description. You can go and check it out to solidify your foundations about the low voltage switchgear. So everything put together, the ringmain unit, the medium voltage switchgear, the transformer and the low voltage switchgear put inside a container is what we refer as the package substation or prefabricated substation. Why prefabricated? Because it will come from manufacturer directly to the customer as everything installed at the factory, pre-installed, pre-assembled, prefabricated. So you just have to take it, put it on the site, give the connections and initialize it. So the installation time reduces drastically with this. Right. So these are the major components of the package substation. Now, if you look at this simplified diagram, this gives a better idea. So here we have the RMU section where we have, let's say, this is my load break switch 1, this is my load break switch 2, which basically connects my distribution network, ringmain distribution network, and this will be my circuit breaker through which I'm giving supply to my transformer because I want to protect my transformer. And let's say the supply is coming from this end, so I'll be closing this load break switch. This load break switch will be in open condition. And from there, the supply is going to the transformer. And a transformer will step it down. So this example, you can see it's a 11 kV transformer. It is stepping it down to 415 volts. So from there, the supply is going to the LT panel or low voltage panel. You can see the main air circuit breaker is given. And from this air circuit breaker, we have given the supply to the different load that we have, but via the MCCB, right? Molded case circuit breaker. So, and from there, it will go to the different consumers. Now, this low voltage panels are really, really interesting panels, by the way, let me tell you, because these MCCBs, these ACBs are very versatile tool. They come with a lot of accessories. Their functionalities goes to the next level. ACBs comes with an integrated electronic trip unit, so you don't need to have dedicated relays. So a lot of things are there, and we talked about that in the low voltage switchgear course that we have. So this is basically the configuration of the package substation, RMU, the transformer and the LT panel. You can see the photograph here. So this is the RMU compartment. And this is the ringmain unit we have. Let's say this is my circuit breaker. This is load break switch 1. This is load break switch 2. And I may also have a metering unit there in case if I have to do the tariff metering. So this is the RMU unit. You can see you can access that by opening these doors basically. And then you can see the transformer section, which is in between, and it can be opened using these doors. You can see the bus bars here. This is main transformer, which is stepping it down to the value which can be used by our customers. And then lastly, we also have the LV compartment. You can see these are the different compartments, the ACBs, the different indications, supply indication, on-off indications are provided here. So those are the key component of the package substation. And this is just a general overview of the different things that we have. So you can see first we have the low voltage compartment we just saw. Then you see this is a detachable roof. So in case if you have to remove the roof for some maintenance purpose and things like that, that can be done. The door hinges are given. So this is basically all the features of package substation. So we have hinge doors here. We have transformer compartment and it will have doors on both the sides. This is basically the transformer compartment which we saw, and also a dedicated bushing for connecting neutral. So you can take it out from here. This is the enclosure. Padlocking arrangement is given for everything. RMU compartment which we saw, There is also a pressure relief flap. So in case something goes wrong inside the package substation, maybe let's say some blast has occurred or some gases has started generating, and this pressure relief flaps will open and it will take it down to the take it on to the atmosphere. And we also have the clamps which can be used to pull the substation and place it rightly. So this is basically the features of the package substation. Now this may vary manufacturer to manufacturer. You can check what is your requirement and inform the manufacturer accordingly. Right, so this is basically the general features of the package substation. Now, not necessary the package substation comes inside a container. Inside a container, it may be look like this also. So you can see this is our ring main unit or RMU, via which we have connected it to the transformer. This backside, what you can see is the transformer, and this front side is basically the low voltage panel. You can see it is mentioned as 415 volts. Now this is also called as the package substation. Now depending on which country you are in, few countries like UK, you will find such kind of arrangement there mostly used. So this is also one type of package substation arrangement that you will see generally. And this is basically the single line diagram of the package substation, a detailed single line diagram. Now this is just an introductory video. Of course, if you want me to make a dedicated video explaining this single line diagram of the package substation, you can comment SLD in the comment section. If I get enough comments, definitely I'll be making one dedicated video just explaining this single line diagram. All right, so let us move ahead and let's now talk about some of the advantages of package substation. So first and the most important advantage that we get is reduced installation time and cost. This is one of the major requirement of the industry, fast growing industry. You don't want to spend a lot of time installing electrical equipments. I just want to take it, put it on the foundation, connect the cables, and let's go. With this package substation, we get that advantage. It is completely assembled in the factory. The connections are done in the factory, major connections. It will come to you as everything assembled product. You just have to put it on the foundation and do the installation. So that reduces the installation time significantly if we compare it with the conventional air insulated substations that we have. And also the cost. So since installation time is less, the labor cost is less. And it's not only the labor cost, but also the operational cost throughout its life is very, very less compared to the air insulated substation. The reason is very obvious because the maintenance of this is also very less. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Another one of the major advantage that we get is the reduced space requirement. If you want to install an air insulated substation, it will consume more space compared to the package substation. So this substation can be fitted into one corner of the space that you have and you're good to go. In today's world, space is very expensive. So if you can save the space using this solution, it's a good investment, I can say. Enhanced safety. So every single equipment that you see is installed inside a metal enclosure. Clear? So that definitely offers a higher amount of safety compared to the conventional way. So from safety point of view also, the package substation gets more marks. Low maintenance, certainly everything is installed inside the cubicle, inside a metal, so it needs very less maintenance, and the component that we are using also needs very less maintenance. One, it's RMU, so everything is again installed in the metal clad, so that needs very less maintenance. LV panel also needs very less maintenance. Transformer itself needs very less maintenance. So overall, it needs very less maintenance. So you can cut down the cost of the maintenance staff as well. And then it is also suitable for extreme weather condition. Let it be a very heated area, ambient temperatures are high. You can install the ventilation system and you're good to go. Even if it's raining, you can get a high IP rating panels. You're good to go. Snowing, no problem. There are solutions available for that also. So it is a versatile solution which offers most important advantages. Some of them I've listed here. Of course, I've not listed all of them, but some of the key advantage that this package substation offers. And of course, this package substation also has an IEC standards. For this package substation, we have IEC 62271-202, which is for AC prefabricated substation for rated voltage above 1 kV and up to and including 52 kilovolts. Now you will see IEC is clearly referring it as a prefabricated substation. So that is the name used by IEC. And you will also see, interestingly, IEC mentioned it as high voltage switchgear, right? But I mentioned that, okay, this is most commonly used in the distribution network. So how can it be a high voltage switchgear? Well, the answer is simple. IEC standard do not differentiate between medium voltage and high voltage. So that's why you will see even for high voltage equipment, this is the IEC standard that we have, 62271, right? This solution is available up to 36 kV. You will see a few manufacturers offering 36 kV solutions and even higher side. For high voltage, we do have a solution. For high voltage also, we have containerized substation. It's called as the mobile substation sometimes. I have talked on that in one of the dedicated video. If you're interested in knowing about the high voltage mobile substation, I'll put link for it down in the description. You can go and check it out. So I hope you found this video helpful. You understood what is package substation, what are the components of it, and what are some of the crucial advantage that this package substation offers. If you found this video helpful, then do like the video and do subscribe to the channel so that you will be getting notification of such interesting topics. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and don't forget there are links of the videos which are important for you to know if you are into the switchgear industry down in the description. Definitely go and check it out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. But till then, keep watching, keep learning.